Hello, Serge here for the Backyard Driving Range. All right, there's no letter or question today. I want to talk about some of the things I've been seeing a lot recently in students in private lessons and students at the golf schools. And one of the biggest questions I get a lot is inconsistent ball striking in terms of I tend to top the ball more than not, or is my bad shot, it tends to be tops or thins, and sometimes chunks, or vice versa, more chunks and then thins. And I think that when you get into the problem of that inconsistent ball striking, as we say, from tops, thins to chunks, that has to mean there's something going on with the levelness of your body. You're not maintaining good levelness. So I think in many cases, the number one place we have to look is the knees. As you know, my number one statement is the knees are the bees. All right? And move them too much and you're going to get stung. Now, I know that, and in many of these cases, when these students say this to me, they're saying, I'm paying a lot of attention to my knees, Serge. I don't think I'm moving my left knee too much. Left meaning a forward knee for a right-hander, and be right for a left-hander. And he said, they say they swear by it that they're not moving it too much, but yet I see in some cases way more than they think they are. We put the video on them and they see it and they go, holy cow, I mean, I can't believe it's moving that much. So, because again, it's probably in many cases a lot less than what they used to be, but it's still much more than what it needs to be. Because I always say to folks, you want to just check your knee position. How much can you move your knee and keep your body still? Just stand here and look at your forward knee and how far, and just start moving it inward slowly, and tell me how far can you move it before you feel it starting to pull your left hip. Okay? And the second it's starting, the movement inward stretches the muscle where it's going to start pulling the hip. That's already too far. That's too much. Any more motion, any more movement inward to that point, past that point, is going to start pulling you down. And this goes down, the forward side goes down, the back side goes up. All right? So the knees are critical. Now again, I've seen numerous students who stand here and they keep the knee pretty good, but as soon as they get back here and they hit and they turn too fast, they turn rather than have the shift, the lower left body, the bump, the lower left body moves first. And first move they get into is they turn the hip and the upper body, which pulls the knee straight, and in many cases subconsciously they're probably straightening the knee out. But the big cause of that is what? Just like here, if the camera's my target right out there, if I'm aiming out here, way out to the right, and I'm trying to hit the ball straight, I got to get back to a straight line to the camera. The only way is over the top, and therefore that's going to start causing the over the top outside in, and with the left knee straightening up, even if it was relatively quiet in the backswing, once I turned hard and it pulls, as this turns, it's going to pull the leg straight. That can start flinging you coming out over the top. It can start throwing the club at the ball, and if you threw it and released too soon, here's your chunk, and then you stop it from going through, and chunking it, and then you start pulling up on it, whatever degree, and you get anything from hitting it relatively solid, a solid pull in most cases, unless you hit a dead solid right, and pull left at the target or pull way left. And so again, it's the whole Pandora's box of the problem is because once even if you had straight knees in the backswing and you straighten it up, most cases it's caused by aiming right, but it can still happen just because of getting back here and turning too much. We'll have to come around over the top, and there's a whole host of issues that can cause that. But the point is you're changing your levelness, and you're focusing on the ball where you see the ball in the ground, and you got to make sure that nothing moves from here to there. And in most cases, to do that is going to feel like your brain is slowing down things or whatever else. But the key is I think the vision part and the feeling part are one in hand. When I stand there, I look at my ball. I want to get from here to there, and nothing changes in the vision of my ball. Meaning the ball isn't. If I'm swinging, the ground would be moving to the left. I know I'm going to the right, and vice versa. If the ball on the ground's coming closer to me, then I know that something's happened. I'm bent, whether I'm bending too much at the waist, reverse tilting, or whatever. Or if I stand here and as I start my downswing, the ball on the ground's moving away from me, then I know one of my legs is straightening up, and the odds are it's the left leg, because that's about the only one that's going to straighten up once you're into transitioning to the finish. So focus is a really important thing. Vision is really, really important to hitting a good shot. And like I said, once I get in here and I look at that ball, all I'm staring is at the ball. I see the ball, I see the ground around it, and I just want to make sure nothing changes. And if that happens, I'm going to hit it pretty good, pretty solid, pretty straight, and have a pretty good golf shot if my alignment was correct. That's it, and the same thing can happen for you. So let's stop paying attention to your body, using your vision to see what you want to do and control things, and ultimately really make sure that you're really keeping your knees flexed, especially in that transition with the weight rolling to the outside edge of the left foot or your forward foot, and making sure that once you strike it, you rolled over here. Because a rolling foot goes with a flexed knee. A flat foot goes with a straightening knee. Okay? So we want to work on making sure that the weight rolls over to the outside, and when it does that, the knee stays flexed, that helps hold the body back so the arms can straighten up at impact. Because remember, the peak performance golf swing, we're the only folks behind the ball at impact. Everybody else is playing in front of it. You stop playing and moving forward too soon, you got to have that lag drag whole block finish, and that's not good for good golf. All right? So pay attention to your body. Pay attention to looking at your focus, seeing the ball on the ground not move, and you start hitting it much more solid straight and shooting those lower scores. That's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.